Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home. I'm going to do something a little bit different today in this video. I was going through some Blu-rays the other day in my collection, and I realized that I actually have a pretty good chunk of out-of-print titles. So you'll see these online. They'll be listed as OOP Blu-rays, out of print. This is all Blu-ray, no DVD or 4K. Obviously, there's not much 4K that's out of print at this time, but I don't have a ton of DVDs. I haven't gone through those yet. So this is just going to be out-of-print Blu-rays, meaning you can't find these Blu-rays on Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart. You can't find them anywhere. Target. The only place you're going to be able to find them is at pawn shops, used video stores, places like Bull Moose or Family Video, spots like that. So you really have to dig and you really have to search for these, which is why it's kind of cool when you come across one, and it's cool to find out that you have some of these in your collection. So maybe you have some that you didn't even know about, and you're going to find out in this video that that's actually an out-of-print Blu-ray. And some of these are worth 50, 60, 70, 80, up to $100 plus. On eBay right now, they're going for crazy amounts of money. So I'm obviously not going to sell any of these. I love to collect, and I'm happy that I have them. But it's kind of cool to know that you have this rare item in your collection that you might not even know about. So hopefully you learned something in this video. You get to check out some of the cool rare releases that I have. And I hope you enjoy it. So let's play the intro and get started. All right, so first up, this might be one of the top 2 or 3 most famous out-of-print Blu-rays. Most notorious, everyone's always looking for it. This is Apocalypto. The Mel Gibson directed movie came out, I believe, 2006 from Disney actually released this. And then I'm not really sure why it went out of print. It's a really, really good movie, and I'm hoping for those who can't find it that it comes back into print. Maybe the Criterion Collection will pick it up, or somebody like that will get the rights from Disney. It's easier said than done when you're dealing with Disney. But I think this got actually pulled and production was stopped on it because Mel Gibson had that kind of time period where he basically went nuts in the late 2000s, right around 2010, right around the turn of the decade. He kind of lost his mind, and I think that Disney, being like the family company and everything, I think they pulled this for that reason. And so right now, there are a lot of them out there because it was a Disney release, but they're impossible to find on the shelves. Like, you can't go into a Target and just pick this up, or a Walmart, or even on Amazon. They don't exist, and a lot of them are going for crazy $50, $60, $70 prices. I actually picked this up in a Reddit thread. A guy had found a couple of these at a pawn shop. I paid a bit of a premium to have it in my collection at the time. I paid around $30 for it, but really, I think it's worth more than that. He gave me a good deal, and I'm just really excited. I've never seen this. So this literally just came in 2 days ago. I'm really excited to check it out, watch it, and finally have this in my collection. All right, so next up, I'm gonna do a few movies in a row here. These aren't actually movies that are out of print, so you can still purchase these movies on Amazon, but you're not gonna get these specific editions. So that's what makes these out of print and kind of rare. The first one here is The Ring with this lenticular slipcover. I mean, this is impossible to find. There are not many of these. I managed to find one just out of pure luck one day when I was out shopping, and I had to pick it up. I don't even know. I think I owned The Ring already, and I've donated that release. But this one is just so cool that I couldn't put it down. The lenticular slipcover is awesome, where it goes back and forth with Samara, the girl from The Ring. It's just it's such a cool release. If you can find one of these, especially for horror movies tend to go for the most amount of money if you're looking to buy and sell on eBay or trade. So this one's worth quite a lot with the slipcover to horror fans. So that's a pretty cool one to have in the collection. The next one I have, another lenticular. This is Batman vs. Superman, the Ultimate Edition. This was a Target exclusive digibook. Again, you can see Batman and Superman kind of flip back and forth. Has Wonder Woman on the back. A booklet inside. It's a digibook, so it has an art booklet in the middle there, and then it has the Blu-ray disc, the Ultimate Edition, and then just the DVD version. But this is really cool. I mean, it's not going for a ton of money, but they've done the similar thing with Suicide Squad. There's a Man of Steel one that I don't have that's also out of print and really rare, which is kind of cool. So this is kind of what Target does for DC movies. It'll be interesting to see if they have a Justice League one. I haven't checked yet. but a really cool kind of ultimate collection for Batman vs. Superman. So if you can find this, that's well worth it. Sticking with the superhero movies now, this is a Marvel Steelbook, which if you look online for prices, goes for insane money. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. This was a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. It includes the 3D disc and the regular standard Blu-ray. It's made out to be like the old cassette tapes, the ones that Peter Quill uses in the movie. That's Chris Pratt's character. Really cool embossed front. These things, I've opened mine obviously because I don't keep things sealed. Like I buy movies to watch them. But if you have one of these sealed, I see them going on eBay for $100, $125, upwards of $100 all day. So this is a really cool one. I actually have the cassette tape, like a real cassette tape that goes with this that I found in Urban Outfitters, which is also pretty rare. So yeah, just a really, really cool Steelbook. My only out-of-print Steelbook, actually. I'm not a huge Steelbook guy, but I love this movie. Had to have it when it came out, and now it's extremely rare, so it's a cool piece in my collection. Then the last one here is just this box set, Alien vs. Predator 2-pack. So I believe that you can still get these movies individually. They basically just a box set with 2 Blu-rays in here. But this entire box set and packaging has gone out of print. So you're not going to find this anymore with the kind of cool box art. You get your whole complete box set here, some special features. You're not going to find this particular packaging. So it's not a super rare release, but just kind of cool that, it all comes in this box set. And right now you'll only be able to buy the individual Blu-rays. So that's what kind of makes it a kind of rare release, is just the packaging itself for this one. So next up here, I've got a couple of limited editions. So basically these were on sale for a short amount of time from smaller distributors and essentially just sold out, which makes them now out of print and very rare and hard to find. The first one here, this is from Draft House Films, Miami Connection. This is a classically bad movie. It's right up there with The Room. It's just hilariously bad, and this release, I'm so glad I picked it up from Draft House when I did. It's a really nice Blu-ray, and it's the only version of this that's available on Blu-ray, and unfortunately it's since gone out of print. You do want to find it with the white case if you do want to buy one of these. If it's in a blue case, that's been repackaged. White cases the clear cases come from Draft House. So if you saw somebody take the cover art and put a disc in a blue case, you get a possibility of a counterfeit there. Definitely not the original release. You're not going to want to pick that up. Make sure it has the clear case, and then it's a great movie. So if you can find this is going for $40-50 on eBay. I mean, if you can find it for like $20, it's worth a buy at that price. I think I paid $20 full price. And so if you can find it at some used store somewhere, highly recommend this if you're into stuff like The Room and just really terrible but hilarious movies. This is one of the greatest. It's basically about ninjas who have these kids who think they're ninjas. They have like a ninja band. It's bizarro, but I absolutely love it. So it's really, really funny. And then another one, this is from Twilight Time. This is 1984, classic George Orwell book. This was the movie adaptation of that. Twilight Time is notorious for selling out their releases because they only do about 2,500 copies of each movie. So I don't know whether that's just their business model and they like to sell out to increase demand, or if it's part of their distribution rights, because obviously they're not a studio, so they're paying for the rights to release these. But 1984 went out of print. A couple years ago, I grabbed it for actually very cheap from Twilight Time as they were getting rid of the last few in an online sale on their website. I grabbed this with Philadelphia, which is the Tom Hanks and Denzel movie, which is also, I believe, very close to out of print if it isn't already. So if you can find that, go grab it. But 1984, I remember watching this movie in school in an English class after we read the book. I really, really liked it. It's actually a very solid movie. And so to have this out of print Blu-ray, really cool. Again, you're going to want to find the clear case. If you find this in a blue case, there is the chance that it's been counterfeited or reproduced, or it's not the original. So make sure you find the clear white case. Twilight Time typically does that for their releases. Sometimes if they re-release something, it will be in a blue case, but this has not been re-released. So you're going to want to find a clear case for this one in order to make sure you get the accurate version of it. All right, so the next bunch here are just kind of everyday movies. These weren't anything special, no special packaging. They just happened to go out of print for whatever reason, rights issues. The studios just stopped printing the Blu-rays. They weren't selling well, whatever the reason is. The first one here is actually one of the more surprising out-of-print movies. It's Memento. This is the 10th anniversary special edition. There's an older version of this on Blu-ray, also out of print, so either one of those is going to be very hard to find. But it's surprising because this is a Christopher Nolan movie, and he just put out, you know, that big 4K set. This didn't get remastered. He's got films in the Criterion Collection. You know, he's very popular, and so for one of his better movies, in my opinion, I love this movie. For it to go out of print is really strange. There could be something in the works where, like I said, he has one of his older movies following that's in the Criterion Collection. Maybe they do a release of this. You never know. Like, that's sort of the reason why Blu-rays go out of print sometimes, because somebody else is working with the rights or remastering it, and, you know, then Warner Brothers or whoever doesn't have the rights to release this anymore. So that could be the case. But right now, if you can find this, it's not a very expensive one because there's a lot of copies and there's 2 different versions. But it is going to be pretty hard to find at this point. If you can find it on a shelf for cheap, I definitely recommend picking that up. Next up here, this is the double pack Natural Born Killers and True Romance. Now, this double pack is out of print, so looking for either of these movies is going to be kind of tough, but especially True Romance. There's a standard Blu-ray of True Romance as well, which is very hard to find, even more rare than this. But this is an easy way to get 2 out-of-print titles in one shot. Grab Natural Born Killers and True Romance. If you can find this, I remember picking this up at Target for like $7. And these are movies that'll probably be released again. They're both, you know, influential directors and big name casts, and I could see them getting maybe, you know, 4K releases, or, you know, Tarantino redoes some of his movies since he wrote True Romance. Maybe it gets released in a box set, but, you know, it's a rare movie. It's not going to go for too much, but I would definitely recommend finding the 2-pack, because then you get 2 birds with 1 stone rather than spending a bunch of money just on True Romance. And so finally here, this is another box set. This is the Alfred Hitchcock Classic Collection. So it has Notorious, Rebecca, and Spellbound, which are some of his earliest movies. And it basically just has a slipcase. There's a 3-disc set here. Nothing crazy, but extremely hard to find. Now, I believe that some of these have had a Criterion Collection release. I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't own them because I own this set. But this is extremely, extremely hard to find. Almost impossible to find on a shelf. And so if you can grab this anywhere in a used store, I definitely recommend it, because it is just one of the hardest sets to find, and it's Hitchcock movies. They're popular, but this goes for, I've seen it go for $150 on eBay, just these 3 movies in the box set. So it's probably the most valuable one I have in my collection, right up there with the Guardians of the Galaxy Steelbook. It's just insane how much this goes for, but this 3-disc set is just really hard to find, and it's such a famous director that people are clamoring for it. They want it so badly, they'll pay out. So I'm not sure what's going on with these. There must be some rights issues with MGM, or maybe, like I said, Criterion's working on putting some of these releases out, and so it's in limbo right now. But if you can find this for, you know, $20, $30, $40 even, it's worth the grab because of how much it's worth. And if you want to flip it or trade it for something else, you know, that would work. But I just love having it in my collection. 3 classic Hitchcock films. You really can't go wrong with that. All right, so last but not least, this is one of my only Scream Factory out-of-print Blu-rays. I have a lot of out-of-print slipcovers. You'll see them behind me. Day of the Dead, Body Bags. There's a lot of slipcovers that I have that will go for $20 on their own on eBay, but the movies themselves aren't out of print. Sleepaway Camp and Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 are another example. They'll sell slipcovers for just $20, but you can buy the Blu-ray for $15, $20 on Amazon. It's not out of print. It's just the slipcover that's out of print. However, this one right here is completely out of print, movie and slipcover, and this is the Jamie Lee Curtis movie Terror Train. So this is actually a very recent out-of-print title. This was for sale without the slipcover, granted, but it was for sale on Amazon just about a month ago, and then it was released, I believe, on Scream Factory's Facebook page, or somebody had commented on there that this was going out of print. They were losing the rights to it, basically. And so right now, with the slipcover, I've seen the slipcover alone go for $30. With the slipcover and the Blu-ray, we're talking, you know, $70, $80 this is going to go for. Cost is only going to go up over time as this becomes even more rare. But it's a really classic movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is a classic scream queen. You know, it's a really, really fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot, and so I'm really happy it's in my collection. Unfortunately, it's going to be very hard for you guys to find it, and if you're a Scream Factory fanatic who needs the slipcover, it's going to be even more difficult. You know, I would guess you could get the Blu-ray by itself for maybe $30, $40 with the slipcover. It's going to bounce it up close to $100. It's going to start going for $80, $90. So really cool that I have this. I'm excited about it, and it's kind of cool when you know that you bought something and then it's going out of print, and you know you have this new rare release like I just found out. But unfortunately for collectors, it's going to be a very difficult one to find going forward. All right, guys, that's about it for my out-of-print Blu-ray collection. Pretty decent amount, and you know, I'm sure there'll be more. There's probably some that I don't even know about. I've got 2,000 Blu-rays in this room, and it's kind of hard to keep up with what goes out of print and what's coming back and being re-released. So that's kind of what I know about right now. If you guys know of any others that you think I might have, or you've seen me post about on Instagram or anything, definitely let me know. It's kind of cool. Let me know what you guys have in your collection. I'm always interested. Always looking for a couple movies, like Dead Alive is one, The Phantom with Billy Zane. Those are two really popular out-of-print Blu-rays. So if anyone has those, I'd love to chat with you and just talk about them. That's really cool. Those are some really, really rare Blu-rays to have in your collection. So that's good for you guys because I can't find them. But again, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. A little different from the reviews I've been doing, but I'm trying to keep producing more quality content for you all and show off the collection. So definitely, you know, hit that subscribe button. We had a big day yesterday, so we're up over 900. Now we're at like 930 subscribers. Again, we're really pushing for that 1,000. So let's hit that subscribe button. Let's get us to 1,000. Definitely follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Those links will be down in the description. Say hi, send me a message. I always get back to people. And then feel free to share these videos wherever. If you guys have a Facebook page, or you're part of a Facebook group of movie collectors, or you want to post it on Instagram and tag me, like whatever you want to do, I appreciate it. So, you know, share this video out there, retweet my tweets, like the Instagram posts, you know, do what you can to spread the word if you enjoy this channel. And I'll keep producing the content for you all. And hopefully you're enjoying it. So that's about it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'm signing off.